another episode of Story Nama. Happy Mahashivratri to all of you. This great festival, Mahashivratri, holds special significance for all of us. So before I start saying anything else, let's offer a small prayer to Lord Shiva. ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्युर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्युर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्युर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्. The meaning of this prayer is we worship the Lord with the third eye, who is fragrant and who nourishes and nurtures all beings. As a ripened cucumber is freed from its bondage, may the Lord liberate us from death for the sake of immortality. Om Namah Shivaya. With this, I would like to tell you, everyone, about the significance of Mahashivratri. How do we celebrate Mahashivratri? What all is done to appease Lord Shiva? And what are the stories behind this festival of Mahashivratri? So, as we all can see, Mahashivratri is a very big festival which is celebrated with great fervor throughout India, and devotees throng the temples in large numbers and they pray to Lord Shiva, they fast and they offer their prayers so that Lord Shiva bestows his blessings on all of them. So, Mahashivratri, which is also called the Great Night of Shiva, is a widely celebrated festival, and we all should remember that Mahashivratri is celebrated every year on 14th day of lunar month. This is according to the Hindu calendar, and it is also known as the day before each new moon. Mahashivratri falls in the month of February or March each year. And what are the traditions of Mahashivratri? Well, on Mahashivratri, devotees chant prayers and throughout the day they think about qualities such as honesty, charity, and forgiveness. The celebration of Mahashivratri and the offering of devotion to Lord Shiva involves fasting throughout the day until the next day, and devotees stay awake throughout the night chanting prayers for Lord Shiva. They visit a special Shiva temple, worship Lord Shiva, and offer milk, honey, and apply chandan paste on the Shivalinga. Along with this, devotees offer bay leaves, fresh flowers, fruits, betel leaves, garland, and dhatura to Lord Shiva. All this is done to appease Bholenath. He is called Bholenath because he is a kind God. He is so kind that he becomes easily appeased by the true devotion of his devotees and blesses them with all the happiness and divine bliss. There are several stories behind the festival of Mahashivratri, and the most important and the most common one, which we all would have heard, is that on Mahashivratri, Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati got married to each other. So, briefly, I will tell you the story. Goddess Parvati was born as the daughter of god Himalaya. She performed penance and worship to break Lord Shiva's meditation. Right from childhood, she wanted to be the life partner of Lord Shiva. And therefore, through the tough meditation and tough prayers and through true devotion and worship, she wanted to win over the attention of Lord Shiva. Through her devotion, and also due to the persuasion by several sages and by other gods, Goddess Parvati, also known as Uma, was finally able to win Lord Shiva's love. Both of them got married on the 14th day of Fagun month, which according to the English calendar falls in the month of February or March. And this day of the marriage of God Shiva and Goddess Parvati is celebrated as Mahashivratri every year. There is another story behind Mahashivratri festival, and that is the story of Samudra Manthan and the drinking of poison by Lord Shiva. So the story goes like this. The gods and the demons had decided to churn the ocean because they all wanted to attain immortality by drinking Amrit, the sweet nectar of immortality. And this churning of the ocean was known as the Samudra Manthan. However, while churning the ocean, many other things also emerged from the sea. Among them was halahala, or the pot of poison. When the gods and the demons saw the pot of poison, they all got extremely terrified and worried because the poison was so toxic that it could destroy the entire universe and it could wipe out all the living creatures in the entire universe. Therefore, Lord Vishnu came to the rescue of everyone and he advised the gods and the demons to pray to Lord Shiva. The gods ran to Lord Shiva pleading for help and protection. At the behest of the gods, Lord Shiva drank the poison and held it in his throat. The poison was very, very strong. Due to the effect of the poison, his throat became blue. And thereafter, he came to be known as Nilkant, the meaning of which is the one with a blue neck. In this way, the Lord saved the entire universe from the toxic effects of the poison. And all this happened on the day of Mahashivratri. There is another story as well behind the festival of Mahashivratri. And this is the story of Lugdhaka, the tribal boy, also called as the tribal hunter in certain stories, and the blessings of Lord Shiva. Lugdhaka was a hunter who used to hunt animals in the forest. One day, while doing so, When he was searching for the animals, he got lost deep into the forest and could not come out of the forest. Gradually, evening turned into night, and Lubdhaka, being a hunter, knew that at night it was absolutely not safe for him to be on the ground because he could be attacked by any wild animal. In order to protect himself, Lubdhaka climbed up a tree and throughout the night he rested on the branches of the tree. This tree was a Baal tree. Lubdhaka was a great devotee of Lord Shiva, and he kept on chanting the name of Lord Shiva lest he would fall asleep. Throughout the night, bay leaves kept falling from the tree, and Lubdhaka had been holding onto a small pitcher filled with water. So few drops of water also kept on falling from the small pitcher. Lubdhaka did not know that there was a shivling below the tree. Lord Shiva was pleased because of the offerings of bay leaves, water, and prayers which had been offered by the hunter throughout the night. And this night happened to be the great night of Mahashivratri. Therefore, Lord Shiva blessed the hunter with eternal happiness and bliss. And anybody who prays to Lord Shiva with the same devotion as Lubdhaka will be blessed by Lord Shiva with divine bliss and eternal happiness. Another story which is also very, very popular but lesser known by us, which is associated with the festival of Mahashivratri, is the story of how Lord Shiva manifested as Shivling for the first time. Lord Brahma, the creator of the universe, and Lord Vishnu, the protector of the universe, got into an argument about their supremacy over each other. While engaged in the fight, a shining shivling appeared in between the two of them, and the shivling went up into the sky through the clouds, and it went down through the Netherlands, the Patal Lok, and therefore it seemed to have no beginning or end. Lord Brahma and Vishnu decided to compete to find one end each. Brahma started his journey into the sky, and Lord Vishnu descended into the depths of the underworld. Midway, Lord Brahma came across a Ketki flower, which is generally used for praying to the Shivlinga and is kept on top of the Shivlinga. Lord Brahma came back with the Ketki flower and he lied by saying that he had reached the top. He used the Ketki flower as his proof. This lie angered Lord Shiva and he revealed his true form in front of both of them. He punished Lord Brahma and cursed him that no one would ever pray to him. Since then, there are very few temples which are devoted to Lord Brahma and his worship. Since this was the first time Lord Shiva manifested himself as Shivling, the day is considered to be extremely auspicious and is celebrated as Mahashivratri. So, on this important occasion, all I would finally like to say is may Lord Shiva bless all of us with divine bliss and happiness. Om Namah Shivaya. And at the end, I would like to request you all to like and subscribe to my Facebook page and YouTube channel by the name of Story Namak.